All right. Well, as we follow the trading rumor mill going into the final week before the MLB trading deadline, there is also a certain sect of journalists out there that are wanting to play fantasy baseball general manager themselves and start to concoct their own different kinds of trades.
Okay.
And one of those gentlemen is named Alan Goldshire, and here he puts a Paul Skeens blockbuster mock trade where the Cubs would land the Pirates' generational hurler. And of course, you know, I was going to click on a headline like this because it's been famously reported ever since Jeff Passan broke on Pat McAfee's show earlier in the spring. Yeah, I think in May, that the Pirates should consider trading Paul Skeens. Everyone can't let it go.
Of course not.
The only one that has let it go is the Pittsburgh Pirates owner, because he's basically come out and said, and that's Bob Nutting, by the way, that there's no chance of Paul Skeens getting traded.
But they don't want to believe that.
They don't want to believe that. They want to think, well,
we know better.
Make them an offer they can't refuse,
Sure.
Nika.
Everybody has a price ticket, so let's see.
Well, let's see what Alan Goldshire cocked up here for the Cubs.
Okay.
And how they would go about landing Paul Skeens as they try to win a World Series this year. I want to remind you, it's this year.
Okay.
And before we get into this, I wanted to point out Alan Goldshire is an accredited writer here. Sports Illustrated, ESPN, Apple, Playboy, NFL.com, NBA.com, creator of the Chicago Sports Stuff Substack.
So it's been around.
Best-selling author of 15 books. And I'm just left scratching my head after reading this, like, how did he get there? Because this is one of the most bonkers, batshit crazy ideas I've ever read for a trade. And it's not just because of the trade itself. It's the reasoning behind it. It's the reasoning and the argument that he is going to make that I'm going to read to you. That is why it's batshit crazy bonkers. Okay. I didn't even clip the beginning of this article because there's also a lot of setup and a lot of backstory into like, you just don't need it. So I did you all a service and I skipped that part of it.
Nice.
Let's just jump to the middle here.
Okay.
Chicago Cubs receive Paul Skeens. And on the right-hand side, the Pittsburgh Pirates receive Kyle Tucker? What? Cade Horton and Moises Ballesteros. Plus cash. You can never go wrong with cash.
Well, cash is gold. But
cash is king.
Wait, but so is Kyle Tucker.
I know, the King Tuck.
Exactly.
Good call, Nika.
So what are we trading here? Kings?
Kyle Tucker is one of the most integral parts of the Chicago Cubs and their championship run right now. And I just would never in a million years see an avenue where he would be part of any trade considerations right now for the Cubs. Right?
Oh, 100%.
The only thing that the only reason why the Cubs would trade him is the same reason like the Padres are trying to trade maybe Dylan Cease is because they have an expiring contract at the end of the year. And so does Kyle Tucker. And he's going to allude to that in a second, as you see. But that's also what makes it bonkers. Why the hell would the Pirates give up Paul Skeens for 2 months of Kyle Tucker? You're crazy. Okay, Cade Horton. We don't know what he's going to be in the majors yet. Moises Ballesteros, we don't know what he's going to be in the majors yet. It's a nice piece. It's a nice looking piece. I'd love to take a gamble on it, but not for Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
Not for Paul Skeens. No way. No way. What are you smoking, man? Kyle, this trade makes absolutely no sense to even put out into the universe. That's my biggest issue with it. And who the hell is the editor at Sports Illustrated that's allowing this drivel to just get published?
They don't have one.
They probably don't anymore. They don't have a copy editor. That's for damn sure. The amount of spelling mistakes you see in modern articles online is ridiculous. That aside, who allowed this drivel to get published in Sports Illustrated? Sports Illustrated, the once iconic journalism magazine, Walter Ius Jr. photography, beautiful pictures, great journalism articles on the road with the dudes, and the women. Man, there's none of that anymore.
It went down.
It's Wile E. Coyote straight into the gutter with this crap. Sorry, Alan. I mean, I don't mean to torch you here, but what were you thinking writing this? What were you thinking? Well, let's hear what he's thinking. The Pirates win a Skeens trade? Really? So he not only wants to trade, he thinks the Pirates win this trade. Here's why this wouldn't suck too badly for Pirates fans.
But the Pirates are out of the playoffs.
Hold on. You got to hear this, though.
Okay.
The 28-year-old Tucker is having an MVP level season and would be a much needed veteran presence inside the Pirates locker room. Are you
For 2
what?
months.
For 2 months? For 2 months. You think Kyle Tucker is somehow going to magically sign with the Pirates in free agency? They're going to pony up the $500 to $600 million for just one player. They're going to do that. You think that they're going to do that?
That's nuts.
I don't know what reality you're living in, but there is absolutely no way that the Pirates are going to trade 28-year-old. I'm sorry, they're going to trade Paul Skeens for a 28-year-old with 2 months left on his contract. I don't care if it's Babe frickin' Ruth. You don't do it. You don't do that.
But the reasoning is just to uplift the locker room.
I don't know who he's going to help over there because half of the Pirates locker room is going to be gone also at the trading deadline. They're shopping everybody but this guy if you listen to our show. Okay, bullet point number 2. Horton's MLB career is off to a meh start. Oh, well, that's going to sell me on him. But he's about 12 to 18 calendar months away from being a straight up stud. Oh, really? We just know that? Why didn't it take Paul Skeens 12 to 18 months to become a straight up stud? What makes him a straight up stud 12 to 18 months from now? Granted, not a Skeens level stud, but a potential ace in waiting nonetheless. I guess I'm just wondering, like, if he's so damn good, why haven't we seen it yet? Why haven't we seen him? I mean, we've seen glimpses, sure, but like, Skeens has started back-to-back All-Star games. Back-to-back. He's the establishment media's golden boy.
Oh, yeah.
You can't even put him and Kate Horton in the same damn paragraph, let alone the same sentence.
It's wishful thinking.
Ballesteros is an all but can't miss prospect. There's no such thing. But according to him, Ballesteros is an all but a can't miss prospect who the Cubs would hate to give away and the Pirates would love to acquire. Really? Would they love to acquire him just as much as they would love to get rid of Skeens? Because I don't see that.
No.
I don't think there's any hurry to get rid of Paul Skeens if I'm the Pirates.
And the control of him. They have 5 more years to control.
4 after this, but yeah.
Okay.
Cash considerations are always swell.
Oh, that's great.
They're swell, Nika. Where are we? Straight out of Kansas here in the 1960s. It's swell, everybody. Cash considerations for Paul Skeens. Swell. I get that Kyle Tucker's the big piece of this that he's making the argument for, but again, the Cubs would never trade the player that they made this big trade for in the offseason to be the anchor of their lineup. Like, their lineup is no good without him. I mean, I'm not saying it's not talented, but he's the anchor. He makes it all work. Even when he's not hitting at his best, you still have to pitch to him. He still affects the lineup, the game. I mean, this is ridiculous.
But the Cubs want to get into the playoffs and win. And what, they're going to get rid of Kyle Tucker just to set him on the bench with the Pirates?
The only arguments I've heard is that the Cubs have to do something this year because they made this trade for Kyle Tucker this year.
Don't.
No, but they do. I mean, they have to go for it this year because they made the preseason move for Tucker. That's what I'm saying. The fact that they made this... The fact that he's advocating then that they would now trade this guy is absolutely ridiculous on its face. So I cannot believe, once again, that this article actually got published. But let's read the end of it here and let's get out of it because we've spent enough time on it. As for the Cubs, sure, they'd be mortgaging much of their future. Really? But a Skeens-led rotation would put them in the World Series mix for 5-ish years.
5-ish?
5-ish, Nika.
That's a new one.
Losing Tucker would be a blow, but his contract is up at the end of this year, and he's yet to express any notable concrete public interest in making Wrigley Field his long-term home. And look, I get that part of it. I do. But none of the arguments for the Cubs have been centered around them at entertaining the idea of trading Kyle Tucker at all. There is no whispers of this. You just made this up, fantasy GM, and it's dumb. It's stupid, and Sports Illustrated should not be publishing this stuff on their website. I don't care if it's unlimited ink. I don't care. This is horrible. This is a horrible journalistic decision by the editor-in-chief of SportsIllustrated.com right now to allow this article on his website.
Clickbait.
Horton and Ballesteros could be stars, but during a season in which a championship is within Chicago's grasp and a stud starter might put them over the edge, giving the house to get a single otherworldly talent might make perfect sense. Yeah, it might, but you know what? They can give up just Moises Ballesteros and get a Dylan Cease back in return, and they don't need to give up all of this to get Paul Skeens. And I would argue that a Cubs lineup that still has Kyle Tucker in it and has Dylan Cease added to its pitching rotation would be better than a team that loses Kyle Tucker and puts Paul Skeens in its rotation. Like, have you not been paying attention? When Paul Skeens pitches, he loses close games because his team doesn't score runs. Yeah. So why do you want to break up one of the best offenses in baseball right now just to get a premium level starting pitcher? I don't know. This was one of the worst
takes
cases of one of these articles I've ever seen around the trading deadline, and I just couldn't resist laying into Alan Goldshirt today. So
good job.
Congratulations, Alan. You win the least credible journalist of the week.
Yay.